Sunday, first of all. Thanks for tuning in to this private business session. So you're invited by your friends to explore a global business on a Sunday morning. All right. So first of all, I would like to thank all of you for tuning in. And of course, I would also like to take this opportunity to thank our VIP. I'm very honored to invite Dr. 𝗟iberate to be with us today to share with us her business journey with Nuskin. All right. So just let me introduce myself. I will be your co-host for today. I'm Jean. I was a tax consultant with one of the big four corporate PricewaterhouseCoopers for the past 8 years. And out of the 8 years, I was, the last 2 years, I was seconded to Vietnam to head tax practice in Ho Chi Minh City as an expatriate. And I came back to Malaysia in 2012, looking for better opportunities, not knowing that, about this business, and I chanced upon Nuskin Global Business in 2012, and this is my 8th year. So, okay, today I'm very honored to have invited Dr. 𝗟iberate. All right, she started off as a dental surgeon. All right, she started off with her own, building her own business at the age of 26. I'll let her talk about that more later. And her business brand, her dental brand, has won Influential Brands Award in Singapore. And she's in October issue, all right, Forbes Asia. She was featured in Forbes Asia together with an article by Forbes on Nuskin, where Forbes said that it's a global leader in personal care and wellness innovation. All right, we'll talk about that later as well. And this is the article on Dr. 𝗟iberate. You see, she started off by saying entrepreneurship is an exciting journey, and she ended it with saying, I see resilience in this industry. All right, so this is what we're going to talk to you about today. And I also want to highlight, in this article, there are also a lot of people from many different backgrounds, many different experiences who are very successful in this business. Financial planner, millennials, corporate professionals, management consultants, school teachers, as well as Dr. 𝗟iberate, businesswoman and professional. So this is also very important because today, a lot of you are tuning in here who are also from very different backgrounds yourself. So, and of course, you want to know whether you can do this or this business is for you, right? So, okay. So just give me a few minutes to bring all of you through some background, because today we have a lot of new people coming in. So I just want to do, a few background information, give it to you. So so we can start the session with Dr. 𝗟iberate. All right. Now, so Nuskin is global listed in the New York Stock Exchange. We were founded in 1984. We're 37 years old right now. Nuskin is into R&D development as well as the global distribution of personal care and wellness innovation products globally. We exist and we operate in 54 countries, which means in simple terms, the moment you sign up to start a business with Nuskin or you sign up as a member, you have immediate access to 54 countries global distribution. All right. Now, Forbes has voted us as the top 5 most trusted company, and we were also being voted as the world #1 at-home beauty device brand. All right. Now, so let's move on. So let's talk a bit about, why are we here today? What are we talking about? Where Nuskin are standing? All right. Now, CNN has a recent report saying the world is getting super aged at a very scary speed, and it's saying in the next 10 years, when we look at 2030, it seems like it's very far, but actually it's only in the next 10 years to come, the world is going to get super aged at a very scary speed. And in the next 10 years, major global public health improvements will need anti-aging breakthrough. Right? So, which means you need technology breakthrough when it comes to anti-aging, right? So, Nuskin has patented and has this technology called the age lock technology, which we were featured in the Discovery Channel. And what it does is exactly this. Basically, this age lock technology can reset old genes expression, all right, to a much younger genes expression. And in layman terms, what it does, this age lock technology, right, when you take the products inside out or outside in, it can reset 92% of the old genes expression, right, towards a more youthful genes expression. You feel better, you look better, you feel younger, you look younger. All right. Now, this age lock brand value alone has exceeded US 10 billion worth. Right, and because of the age lock technology, Nuskin has come up with a range of product portfolio for the market. Okay, which I'll talk about that later. Now, Forbes has also written a few articles on Nuskin, which I thought is important to bring it to you. It says Bank of America forecasts anti-aging market to balloon, right, to 600 billion by 2025 in the next 5 years, from an estimated of only 100 billion now, which means the next 5 years to come, the global market is good for anti-aging is going to jump 6 times. All right, and at the bottom, it says that Nuskin, this company who owns this age-lock technology, plays a very important role, a very forward role in this anti-aging market. And what I love about this is, Forbes also mentioned that Nuskin appears in this opportunity economy where its digital platform leverage people, give people and empower people to have a chance to run this business globally together with Nuskin. All right. So yes, I'm going to quickly talk about some age-lock powered products, which brings us role number 1. So we have the an ultimate home spa experience. What I want to bring you through is the products give an ecology experience, right? So age-lock Lumi Spa, right? It's everyday use. It's within just 2 minutes. It's deep cleansing as well as great collagen, all right? And then moisturizer with the 𝗘lock Me customized skincare, as well as 𝗘lock Galvanic Spa, which I know a lot of you have already used it. 𝗘lock Galvanic Spa, it's a weekly treatment. It does deep detox, instant lifting, instant firming. And last but not least, what's coming is the 𝗘lock Boost, which after you cleanse your face with the Lumi Spa, you can instantly, just within a minute, to boost your skin natural appearance within just a minute. Right, so this is the range of gadgets, right? Smart gadgets that are powered by the 𝗘lock technology, right? And one of the very interesting products about the 𝗘lock technology is what we call the 𝗘r90. It's transformation in 90 days. So I've just covered the gadgets, which is outside in. 𝗘r90 is more for inside out. It's a 90 days, once in a lifetime health overhaul program. What it does is that it reduces fat genes, increase muscle genes. So within just 90 days, you will see results. So this, our 𝗘r90 was also named the #1 weight management and well-being brand in Malaysia and Singapore for the past 3 years consecutively. Okay, what it does is, so I'll just quickly share with you some of my friends' transformation. This is Harold from Singapore. Look at him before and after 90 days. Okay, and this is my friend Grace, professional fundraiser, and look at her transformation. That's now. Okay, that's she did 𝗘r90 2 years ago, and she's now today. Sam, she's formerly an account director, so she had some thyroid issues, and after she transformed with the 𝗘r90, that's her now. Okay, and this is Shirley. She's a lead project manager with Google USA. That's her transformation. Within just 90 days, she lost 10 kg worth of fats, as well as body age improved. This is the real age lock effect. You lock the age back to your younger self. Okay, and Xiang Ling, former flight attendant and senior air crew who trained more than 5,000 air crews for Etihad. That's her transformation, and that's her now. And she's mother of 2 kids as well. All right, and that's me before and after. Okay, and so let's talk a bit about the global business opportunity. What are we talking about here today? Now, besides just the entire anti-aging industry that's growing 6 times, right? The global beauty market itself is booming, projected to reach 638 billion in the next 3 years. So what I want to say is timing is right. So what do people want today, right? Are we positioning ourselves in the right market? Besides right market, do we have the right product offering for what people want? And what do people want? Consumers want products that work harder and benefits that last, all right? So this is a very important snapshot I need to show you guys. This is a snapshot of the 3 biggest economies in the world. And what does it say? In China, 52% of women have used beauty device within the past 6 months. In US, almost 80% of people or women use or are interested in trying skincare devices, smart gadgets. And in the UK, 64% of female device users would rather use devices than non-devices. What it's trying to say is, this snapshot means consumers' behaviors have changed. People are into anti-aging and they want products that work, and thus gadgets are the way to go. And so the smart product and the beauty device market itself alone is expected to triple in the next 4 years. All right, so which what from a business perspective, timing is super important. important. Okay, now when we talk about timing and we talk about all these gadget markets are doing very well, what does it really mean? In 2018, we have launched, Nuskin have launched this 𝗘mpower gadget. And guess what? Within just 4 minutes of launching, all right, our 𝗘mpower have conquered 25% of the worldwide cleansing device market within just 4 months. Okay, and it's very powerful. And so I just want to quickly show you a bit about the business side, what's coming, and what's very exciting for our side is we have an age lock boost that's coming to be launched in to the world at the end of this year, and which means from now, for people who are looking and ready to explore this business, it's an absolute pioneering opportunity for you, right, to sort of build the market before this is launched. Okay, now so this massive growth creates in the market, or as well as the boost that's coming, creates a huge opportunity for people like me and you who are exploring business opportunity. All right. So Nuskin is a company with unique and proven marketing strategy. Thrive Global has called Nuskin and the best work from home opportunity for aspiring entrepreneurs. All right. And how do we do this business? Today, the world is more connected than ever, right? As long as you own a phone, you own the world. It's very direct and it's all about network, right? So how it works is Nuskin has our compensation plan called the velocity, which means speed, okay? So basically, I want to quickly share with you the power of 6 generations, 5%. So when you started with yourself, okay? The big ball is you as a franchisee, okay? Meaning in simple terms, a franchisee is someone who distribute the product globally, all right, do the business. And let's say you find 5 franchisees to run this business together with you, okay? And you teach them to do the same, meaning everyone just focus on expanding their own franchisees, 5 each. And so let's say, you know, by just going through this 5 generations, you can create 20,000 franchisees around the world. And each generation, so the first 5 is first generation, 25 is the second generation, it goes 5% all the way down for you, okay? Now, so how does that really work? So this is a big picture. So how does it really work in simple terms is you start by transforming yourself, and very simple, start with the products, you love the products, you start sharing, then people start buying and you have, you know, some customers, right? And at the same time, you also have people who say, hey, I also want to do the business with you. That's where the franchisees comes about, right? And then you teach this franchisee to do the same thing. They will have their own customers, they will have their own franchisees. That becomes your second generation, and then it becomes a third and fourth, you know, so on generations, right? So let's say, imagine you have created 100 franchisees just like that, right? Yeah, and it's 5% franchise fees. Your monthly passive income that we're looking at is about 60,000 monthly and above. Okay, so without further ado, all right, I would like to introduce today's major speaker, and she's none other than Dr. 𝗚nspire. And can you come on, Dr. Lam?
I'm here.
Just let me chew.
Hi, Jean, I'm here.
Hi. Okay, I see you. Thanks so much for your time, Dr. Lam.
Thanks for the
thank you so much. So guys, if you have any questions along the way, all right, so we start our Forbes Q&A session. If you have any, you know, questions along the way, just put in the chat. We will pick it up after the session. Okay. So, okay, first question, Dr. Lam, are you nervous?
Maybe as nervous as you.
First question.
To learn as cool as you, Jean.
Okay, a person with your kind of background, you know, you have built your own dental business for almost 16 years, very successful in your own rights. Why would you do Nuskin?
Okay. Well, very simply, I started my own business when I was in my 20s. Honestly, we were very young and we were full of energy and full of what we thought were bright ideas, okay? But it was actually just youthfulness, and we wanted, me and my business partners, we thought that we could build a business, have a lot of people work for us, and because we have a lot of people work for us, then we have the freedom to go and play. That was a very simple thought that we had, and that's how we started the business. But as time went by, we realized that actually the bigger our business got, actually the more ingrained we were with the business. In fact, we had more money that we had put in over time as we tried to scale the business. And the thought of the freedom or the ability to go and play at any point of time was getting further and further away. So I was also tired of selling time because I mean, our type of business whereby we're professionals, and as long as you're professional, you have to understand that you sell your time, right? So literally, people had to be with us and I mean, come and see us. So we only had limited time to sell, and I didn't like that because it meant that I had to be physically present in the clinic all the time. And then the freedom got further and further away. So I was looking at different kind of income streams. I didn't know what. And when Nuskin came along, it was completely by a stranger, a patient of mine, who it was a random person who had a toothache one night, and I was working very long hours. And of course, she didn't show it to me at that time, but over time, she invited me to have a look. All I saw was a box of Life Pack, which is a multivitamins. But my main thing that I was asking her was, after 2 hours of trying to tell me to buy a box of multivitamins, how much money do you make? Correct? Right? So it was then that they explained how this business operates. And my instinct was, this business can give me freedom. And that was when I joined the business. And I never looked back since. It's probably one of the best decisions I ever made in my life.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, Forbes quoted Nuskin business as the gig economy, the way to go, the business that have proven to be resilient in the face of change, and they even call us the opportunity economy, right? However, at the very same time, very commonly, people seem to be very caught up with the three-letter word MLM, you know, and they don't seem to be able to accept or see this business as how it should be seen. Okay, what's your view on this?
Okay, I think the only thing that Nuskin has with MLM is just that it has decided to build this business through this distribution chain called MLM, or network marketing. Okay, but that having said itself, it does not mean that in a period whereby whether in any sense of time, whether it is during COVID or pre-COVID or anything, that all MLM companies do well. You see, the problem with it is that most people just lump it all into one thing. It's just like retail, right? You sell different things, but doesn't mean that all retail companies do well. So same thing with MLM. So I think what's happened during this entire period, for the past 6 months particularly, COVID has actually allowed Nuskin to be very well differentiated. What do I mean? Actually, it is talking about a strong, legitimate company with strong infrastructure. You see, every time when people look at a business, and interestingly with Nuskin, the moment they see MLM, everything else is blocked out.
Yeah.
Right? You don't see the benefits, you don't see the strength of the company, right? And you're just blocked out by this method of distribution. Okay, so what I want to say is that Nuskin has differentiated itself. Very sound infrastructure of the business. What do I mean? Firstly, for a business to be thriving and to be looking forward and to be resilient, you cannot, whether it is COVID or non-COVID times, they have a few things that have to be in place. Now, all the while, what has Nuskin been trying to do? It's trying to always make its distribution process a lot more efficient. You know what I mean? It's always been trying to do that. So of course, previously it was started with face-to-face, people meeting up people. But along the way, efficiency also meant that, hey, people realized that they could get connectivity, be it on an online connectivity. They tried to make it more efficient. And then over time, they also realized that, hey, that as a company, they can also start to help you distribute the products, meaning send it to your end consumer. So then it takes away your stress of actually having to deliver the products, right? So they try to make things a lot more efficient for the way of distribution. And they're very versatile, meaning because they made this they already had contingency plans for all this without even COVID. So when a situation like COVID hits, the versatility kicks in, because is there a difference in the way that we were doing things? Because all the while they had really taken away the brick and mortar way of doing things, which is what I love about this business, right? So So what I would say is that when you look at a company, you don't look at whether MLM or not MLM. The thing is, can the business structure support future changes? Can the company adopt practices that are very versatile and can move with the times, or even ahead of the times? Are they a forward-looking company with all the innovation? I mean, you talked about innovation just now, right? About the different products, and we are looking to launch a new product in end of the year. So I think during this period of time, Nuskin has completely differentiated itself. You know, and it's not just another MLM company. You know, there are MLM companies right now who are suffering.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine you do a travel business. What business do you have right now? Right? Or if the company that you're dealing with is also maybe has products, but they don't have an infrastructure for delivering. They expected you to deliver the products. Then you're on a lockdown or MCO or something, and you cannot do it, right? So what infrastructure does it help? Does it have an online presence to help you such that people can plug in on a worldwide scale? So people don't think about all these. But you know, Nuskin is forward-looking. It has put all these together, and that's why the differentiation has come. And we want to look at Nuskin not just as MLM company, but is it a company we can partner? That's the key thing.
Awesome. So Dr. M, can I just say, I mean, you started way before all this, right? And when you first saw the business, weren't you bothered by MLM? Can I do it? Or what was happening then when you first being introduced to business?
Oh, I didn't know it was network marketing, right? And that was the plus point, because then it took away all the misconceptions that I would have had. And I could see it as a proper business. I think on hindsight, one of my advantages was that I had already started my own business, and I could see the pain of running your own business.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Now, in today's context, a world full of uncertainties. I mean, when I look at this, Malaysia has just hit the second CMCO. Honestly, at first it says 2 weeks. Looking at the rising numbers, I think it's going to last all the way till December. It could be even next year. We don't know. So these are rather uncertainties dragging all the way. It could be up to 2 to 3 years, right? So how do you see Nuskin business fare in all this, or position to be doing very well in the future? I mean, if I'm going to partner with Nuskin, I want to know if the company is going to do well. What would you say to that?
So the first thing is, before we even get to the company, I want to ask you, the person listening to this, how many cycles of uncertainty do you want to go through? You know, I mean, you might be an employee, you might be running your own business. I've run my own business. I've gone through cycles of uncertainty. You're an employee, you go through cycles of uncertainty. Yeah, you're lucky if you still have a job. But you know, when you don't have a job and it's further down the road, you might not be able to get another job because you're much older as well, right? So my question to you is, how many cycles of uncertainty you want to go through? So what I've seen with Nuskin is that it is a part. I mean, we are talking about it. I came here because of freedom. Yeah, it is a long-term business, okay? But at the same time, it keeps reinventing itself. What do I mean? That means we have a plan. I think Jean explained a little bit. It's called a velocity plan. Do you know that is also an innovation of Nuskin, right? What have they been able to do? They could see the market trends that were coming up down the road, right? Apart from having a future long-term income, passive income, that's what I'm in here for Nuskin. They were able to use this to meet the needs of people who are looking for current income. And by taking the velocity, a bit of background noise, I think that we have a participant who's
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, so firstly, Nuskin is always innovating, right? Secondly, when you look at I mean, the infrastructure is set up. You know, in hard times, what do companies do? They tighten the belts. You know, they would cut. They will cut costs. But what do Nuskin do for us in Singapore and Malaysia? If you think about it, because of in Singapore we're called circuit breaker, in Malaysia called MCO. You know what they did? They gave free delivery to all deliveries. I run a business. Already my business is hurting. You want me to give free things, and you want me to take more money out of my pocket. And when I partner with Nuskin, what did they ask me to do? Right? Nothing, right? They did it from their own pocket. Okay, so that itself is one. And then there are third parties who actually come in and share. There's this, like Jean talked about, Thrive Global, right? And he didn't say that it is a great business for aspiring skincare distributors or for people who would want to sell products, right? It was aspiring entrepreneurs. There is a distinction. The people who come in and build Nuskin are here to build a global franchise network. And if you read that little article, they really focus on how we build a global franchise team. Okay, and that is where the passive income comes from. Okay, and I want to ask you also is you think maybe you say you can adapt, but the company that you're with or the people that you're with, whether you're an employee, whether you work at your own business, can they adapt at the same pace as you? You know, so I've worked with Nuskin for at least 15, actually close to 16 years right now. They are very, very adaptable. In fact, they're already able to see much further ahead.
Okay, very good answer. Very comprehensive. Now, a lot of times when people look at a business like Nuskin, the first thing they say is, "I think I can't do it." Right? "Oh, I'm an introvert. I can't do it." I mean, Dr. Lam, I know you are definitely an introvert, right? If you have a chance, you wouldn't speak, right? But many people would be saying, "Hey, you're a doctor. What you can do? You have network. You can do. You got status. You're successful. Therefore, you can do this business, right?" But they can't. All right. So, or because I'm a professional, I cannot sell. I'm a business person. I cannot do this. What would you say from this context?
Actually, a lot of these things that we put up, actually their own self. I mean, the word called personal limitations that we set on ourselves. Honestly, I mean, and if you look in a fast-changing world, right? And the things that Jean has just said, don't say it about Nuskin in anything that you're going to do out there, right? If you apply it to your job, if you apply it to your business, and you are talking like this, then I wouldn't employ you. Because you're not an adaptable employee. You say, "Oh, I'm not like that. My personality not like that. I'm not like that." And I realized that, hey, that means what? You're not prepared to change. You're not prepared to learn new things, right? So in the fast-changing world, we all have to be prepared to change. We all have to be prepared to adapt, because whether in your 40s, your 50s, we have to survive and we have to adapt. So it's the same thing with Nuskin. Its ability or the willingness for us to change and to adapt. To change and to adapt to do what? To learn new things, to be able to communicate better with people, to learn new things about the products, which was zero for me. I had zero knowledge about supplements or personal care, right? To learn how to build teams, right? And it's us trying to get out of the comfort zone, and we have to in whatever platform we are in. So the main thing is it worthwhile for you to get out of your comfort zone in Nuskin? For me, this is the platform. I've not found any other platform out there that can give me a solid recurring platform. And I'm in here for the long haul. I'm not here to join something whereby we only do for 2 years and then we see how it pans out. No, I'm in here for the long term. Okay, so is it worth my time, right? And my energy, and to do the painful things of changing, right? For it all. Absolutely. And that's why we're prepared to learn new things and to change. Right? So if you are a person who is prepared to learn new things and change, then absolutely. But if not, all the other things that Jean talked about, whether you're quiet, whether this and that, those I feel are personal limitations that you have set on yourself, which will not hold you in a good state in the long term anyway, because anywhere you go, I think that if I'm the employer, I interview you like that, I also don't want you. Correct?
Absolutely. In fact, Dr. Lam, I mean, if you business, when I look at Nuskin, I really think that this is a business that anyone can do, because we can all learn how to do this business. Versus if I were to open a dental business, I can't do what you do, definitely. Right? If I had to go into education, I have to re-qualify, I have to relearn and get, so basically every business is learning. Okay, so people say hard times really test the resilience of, of a business. Your own business in dental, right? Your business have experienced SARS. And that time you were running brick and mortar dental business, right? Now you are experiencing COVID, right? The Nuskin business. What do you feel is the biggest difference between your Nuskin business as well as your own business, right? In terms of longevity, solidity, as well as resilience?
I think the most stark difference for me is that Nuskin, with my partnership with Nuskin, I never lose any money at all, right? In my clinic business, I mean, I sold it before COVID, but I can tell you it's a 6-figure loss of income. Can you imagine? So if I have the business right now, I have to cough up a minimum 6 digit, and we don't know how long this is going to go on, right? Or whether, things get better, but then things also can get worse, right? Like, unfortunately for Malaysia, I mean, you guys were doing very well, and then suddenly it got worse, right? I mean, how many cycles of this can you go through? It's very painful on the pocket. Why I say Nuskin, you never lose money? Because you don't keep inventory. We don't expect people to keep inventory, right? There's no overheads. There's no staffing issue to cover. And the best part about also not keeping inventory is that in the event that if you cannot get rid of the inventory, you don't have things expiring, right?
Yep.
And you are stuck with a loss, right? So, and at the same time, even during this period, of course, everybody was scrambling just to sustain a business. Whereas in Nuskin, we were actually scaling the business even more. So my numbers actually grew 70% from March onwards, or April onwards, 70%. And what I would say is it's really about a great partnership, right? With Nuskin is you actually earn money straight away. Have you ever run a business? Right? You don't earn money straight away, you have to earn money to pay off all the bills first, right? So I mean, the distinct differences was that, and also all the businesses that require footfall, suffering crazy. I mean, my clinic required footfall, right? People have to come to you, right? And we were so scared to see the people too, right? Right? Everybody has to be gowned up and things like that. So the ability to work from anywhere, right? And the way that Nuskin has positioned itself to be highly competitive, and that I am not the only one having to think of the ideas to be competitive, right? So Nuskin also helps because they are actually forward thinking, right? So they're thinking about all the competition that's going to happen, and they are the ones who are actually eliminating a lot of these obstacles that come along the way.
Absolutely. Now, you're a business person. Why do you think now is the best time to embark in Nuskin? And at the same time, I also want to bring this up because we're seeing a lot of social media, so digital advancement playing a big role in many businesses. All right. Well, what's your view?
Okay. Actually, honestly, the best time is not now. The best time is always yesterday. Why? Because I don't see Nuskin as a business or as just another regular income, because I see I'm building an asset. And anybody who knows, when you want to build an asset, it's always best to start yesterday or even 10 years ago, because the asset will compound.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. So it's really about you being able to see the opportunity. Why now? Well, I think everything is very, very much laid out for you. I think as any company, Nuskin is about 36 years old.
Yep.
I run a company. Nuskin is also a company. Every company is also evolving all the time. They also have to learn all the time, right? So they have also evolved, and actually I think we're very well positioned for the future. In terms of the digital role, actually you own anything right now, any business per se, you just need at least a digital presence. You surely need a website.
Yeah.
You surely need at least a Facebook page. I mean, you have to be very honest. I mean, right? And if you don't have that, I don't know how. But the thing is that Nuskin has already done all these things for us.
Yep.
And maybe you're not very savvy with it. Just you know, you have this thing you can learn. It's called the forward button.
You just forward a message.
Right? I mean, they already have done a very nice post for you, right? All you have to do is just forward it, you know? So what I'm trying to say is that there's a lot of things which are already done there for us. And if you're worried, and I tell you, to have a digital presence, and if you want a professional to help you do it, it's expensive.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not a digital guru who can have very beautiful pictures or things like that, because I'm not natural with that. So I definitely have to engage people to help me with my business in that. And that itself is very expensive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to ask a very common question that most people would ask is, very commonly people say, hey, market is saturated already. How long Nuskin has been in the market? You know, that kind of thing. I'm late already if I come in now. Sure, other people earn and I probably is late comer, right? Do I still stand a chance if I come in now?
I think when a person thinks like that, that means firstly, maybe they need a better understanding of Nuskin and where it's going as a company, because then the person's probably imagination is that they just think that we only have a certain product and we've been selling that for the same thing for the past 36 years, right? Then of course lah, I mean, if you keep selling the same thing for the past 36 years, right? What I'm talking about is that why there's no saturation is because of innovation.
Yeah.
Do you know iPhone 12 has just launched?
Oh,
Now,
yes,
how many?
12
Yes.
12 iPhones.
iPhone number 12 has launched. It's in Singapore, the one that is the most expensive is 2,000 over Singapore dollars for one phone. Okay? And the people, I tell you, when it comes on, in Singapore, we have 3 Apple stores, you know.
Yeah.
And all the other resellers as well. Okay? I tell you, it will be packed, and people will queue the night before and whatever, you know, for that, right? So how come we never ask, how come everybody has a handphone already? How come all these, how come it is supposedly a good business? So I think we need to we have to put it in context. What are you looking at? If you're talking about iPhone number 1, of course, nobody's going to buy it lah.
Yeah.
Right? But we're talking about innovation. So is the company you're partnering seriously in innovation, has proven to you that they're innovative? Because some of them say, yeah, we're innovating, say only, yeah. But are they really doing it? Do they have the R&D budget for it? Or have they really a blueprint for you for it? Right? So in my 16 years partnering in Nuskin, consistently we see that. Right? In fact, next year we have many exciting things that are coming up. End of the year, we already have this age-long boost that we're talking about, which I even have here. Right? And virtually the whole of Europe doesn't even have it, right? We're one of the few people in the world who actually have it, right? Highly consumable products.
Awesome.
Right? So that's why, so that's why I would keep bringing back to, when you ask these questions, when you ask it in real life, is it a real correct question, or you just asking it just because it's MLM?
Yeah. You
know, so if I were to partner, I would still partner Apple if I have a chance. Why? Because they have new things and their innovation, and I see that if I'm partnering Apple, I will have a future. Yeah. So that, and at the same time, like I said, I joined about 15, 16 years ago. I have people in my network now who are 23 years old, 22 years old. When I first joined, they were 8 years old. I mean, right? It's a people kind of business. I have people who said no to me and people who are coming right now, even though they said no to me more than a decade ago. So, yeah, so what does saturation really mean, actually? Yeah.
Very good point. Now, I'm going to ask a few questions that most people very commonly ask, okay? Now, I want to give it a try, but I'm scared that I will halfway give up or I won't make it, you know? Let me start small first. Let me do all the research that I need. Let me read up and make sure I know everything before I start.
I mean, there many people approach things very differently, of course. Yep. But when I approach it, I will approach it from a business point of view. First, if you have already made a decision to do it, that means you say, okay, I already decided it and I want to do it slowly. Then don't you think that statement for any business person sounds really weird? Because let's say you decide to start a restaurant. You made a decision to start a restaurant, right? And then your next sentence is, but let me try out my restaurant first. I will just start slowly. Maybe we open once a week. Doesn't it sound weird?
Even a job.
Yes. Okay. So I think when people come in, firstly, you have to see this vehicle for what it is, and can it meet up to what you want? Of course, this might not be what you are looking for, which is fine. Okay, we're not here to convince everybody that this is for you. But once you have decided and made that decision, then we have to build it like any typical startup business, just like my clinic. You know, we build it with that focus, the intensity, and that zeal and earnestness. You know, and it is not. And you do whatever you can. You don't say, I just try only what. You just do whatever you can to make your business work, right? So same thing I did for Nuskin. And actually, I think a lot of times when people share that they want to do at their own pace or slowly, it's also because they're very fearful of what people will say or think, and they fear rejection. And that's why they want to say that, because they're afraid of what the people around them would think. Okay, because if I tell you 99% of people will always say yes to you, actually this is not a question. In fact, they will go and tell everybody because 99% of people will say yes to you, right? So it is like any business, right? There's always, because you're stepping out of your comfort zone. But the good thing about Nuskin is that you have a lot of people to guide you. You have to do your part, but we actually do it with intensity. In any typical business.
Absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Now, that also brings to a point called commitment.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people, maybe because I'm a professional, I have a full-time job, I'm a mom, I basically feel that I'm already overwhelmed with life, right? But I'm also open. But at the same time, the moment I approach this business, I feel that the word commitment is very heavy on me. Like, hey, you know, I don't have the time. How do I do it?
Actually,
I asked this question also because when you first started, you own your own dental clinics. You work from 8 to 10 at night. And at the same time, you were doing this business alongside. So I want to push this question and say, how did you do it? Don't you already have a lot of commitment as well?
Yeah. So, but my question to myself is, if I continue doing what I'm doing, I mean, some of you are moms. I mean, you're not going to be a mom for only the next 5 years, what? You're going to be a mom forever, right? And I mean, if I continue doing what I'm doing, will I actually have more time? And I look down the road, I looked at all the senior dentists, they're still the same one. They're still working as hard, right? So I realized that I had to make a change, and it's all about prioritizing. So I was prepared to put in this time because I wanted to change my future. Yes, in the beginning, it's seemingly stretching, it's seemingly more difficult, but you know what? But when you get to the end, or when you get to what you're looking for, actually you realize that that time that you put in is actually time invested that will buy you time for the future. And that peace of mind, that non-stop income stream that will keep coming in. Yeah, so it's about prioritizing. It's just like investments. You know, you just don't start suddenly. It's actually a portfolio that you build up over time. And it is a commitment and discipline, you know. Or savings, right? It's a commitment and discipline, right? Or things like that, right? So for me, I saw that this is my asset I'm building, and I'm prepared to prioritize my time to build this asset. Yeah, so we can actually guide you on how to actually juggle time. And it's also about making your time efficient.
Okay. Now, many people, because this Nuskin business is also covered by this 3-letter word called MLM, and therefore many people don't see this as a real business, right? Because, well, a real business should own a shop, should have stock, should have contacts, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm looking for a real business, not something like Nuskin, right? So how is Nuskin different from a real business entrepreneur, right? Everyone says you can be an entrepreneur, right? Do you still do everything from A to Z? What exactly does a Nuskin entrepreneur has to do in order to make it?
Okay, So that is a very traditional way of thinking, right?
Inket, I think you accidentally unmuted yourself. Inket, we can't hear you.
You cannot hear me?
Okay, yeah, good. Phew.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. So I mean, people's concept of a business is a brick and mortar business, whereby they literally have to put up a shop, a signage, or they have to create a product. Then it feels like it's their own, right? And in fact, when I see people when they talk about building a business with another network marketing company, they say, I want to join this, join that. Like joining a scheme, you know. But when I look at Nuskin, actually it's a proper partnership.
That's true.
It is a proper partnership. What do I talk about? And I always talk about the smart people piggyback on giants. They don't start from zero. I talked about Apple just now. In the same context, I'm going to share about Apple. Okay. Now, Apple, Samsung, maybe Huawei, right? These are one of the top brands already in terms of mobile phones. So if I'm looking for a distributorship kind of business, distribute with the top brands, correct? Why, in the sense of mind, will I want to go and make my own handphone to sell? Would you? By the time you go and create your own handphone, you'll be in debt in millions, and then you try and sell, and they have already gone leaps and bounds ahead with the next iPhone 15 or I don't know what's going on, right? But most people think that they have to create something, like, you know, and so when I look at Nuskin, it's actually a partnership. It's piggybacking on a giant. And it's not just any company that we're piggyback on. You have to piggyback on the number one company. We're number one in the device industry in the world. The device industry is only just starting. You partner the number one lah. In the same way you want to partner Apple, right? Why would you want to go and sell another handphone that has got no name to it? And our weight management program, even though we are not even a weight management company, we're the number one in the world. I mean, in Singapore and Malaysia. So it's about partnering, right? So if you don't see a problem with me partnering to sell partnering Apple to distribute its products as a reseller, how come you have a problem partnering with Nuskin or trying to come up with your own skincare or trying to come up with your own, gadgets, right? Or things like that, right? So piggyback on a giant, number one. Number two, what is really the Nuskin business? It's actually about connectivity. Do you think Airbnb was a great concept that came about that nobody thought about? Right? In fact, Grab is a great business. Actually, what do? They all connectors, you know. Grab doesn't really own a lot of things when they first started. But what do? They started with transport, right? They connect you with the driver and vice versa, right? They do hundreds of connections a day, and then over time they grew it worldwide, became a huge multi-million-dollar business, and then they can further grow the business, and all by connectivity, right? So, and it is their own business. So I am with Nuskin, right? I partner Nuskin, but I do the connectivity for Nuskin. And in that, I built a huge business that is my own.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that is how I see it, and that's why it is your own business and the smart way of doing business and piggybacking with a giant.
Absolutely. I love that answer. In fact, I want to add one point. We talk about partnership. A lot of times when you partner with people, you pay a lot, right? For the partnership, right? But the moment you partner with Nuskin, not only is at no cost, every month Nuskin will still pay you 5% 6th generation royalty fees for you to partner with Nuskin. Okay?
Yep.
Cool. Okay, we say this business is flexible and anyone can do it part-time, full-time, right? What does flexible really mean? This kind of business needs to put in a lot of effort. A lot of people say at the beginning, I don't think I'll see money, and thus I don't think I have the energy to build it. This kind of business, right? So for Nuskin context, how does this work?
Okay, I think no matter what, flexible or whatever, actually you find that a lot of businesses also trying very hard to move to a flexible space of business right now. You agree?
True.
Flexible in where you can work from, flexible in, they're trying very hard, but they still cannot run away from some of the business basics that they have, right? So what initially is Nuskin, right? It's flexible, meaning that you can build it on your own terms in your own time, right? Which I really appreciated because that means I actually started this business by talking to my prospects from 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at midnight. I mean, which if I have to run it in proper operating hours, then there's no way I could build my business, right? To build this asset. So flexible because it also encompasses family. I mean, many times I've seen to a presentation with a little son next to her, and many of you are moms, right? And the last thing you want is, yeah, we have a flexible work arrangement, but no, you know, when you have a meeting, with your boss, the little boy has
computer tadi macam mana si bocah so tak ada show weekend.
There's somebody else on.
Oh, tak ada show weekend.
Okay, sorry, Dr. Please.
Yeah, okay, I don't know what happened there.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so the good thing about it is flexible in the beginning, right? That means, and the key is, it's not about whether you can build it at home, it's about you can build it anywhere. You can build it anywhere. That is the important thing, right? And the most important thing is some people come in thinking always flexible because you only think about now, but I build it because I have freedom. Freedom and flexible are different.
Yeah. Doctor, maybe I also add one point. When we talk about flexible, people just think, oh, you can, work from home. But don't forget, Nuskin business is global, is seamless, which means it follows you wherever you go down the road. When you have plans to go to a different country, imagine you have to start all over again with your business. This flexibility in this business is so valuable. Right, Doctor, if you understand what I'm...
So I mean, it's a global business, it's so seamless. So I mean, for some reason, maybe all of you in Malaysia, maybe you decide, maybe you want to move to Australia, you can, and whatever you built in Malaysia or Southeast Asia will continue, and it will, and you can continue building in Australia as well. So meaning you can be in those key countries whereby it is global, 54 countries, and you can still continue the business. I love that because I grew up in JB, but I'm living in Singapore now. I got my degree in Singapore, but you know what? I cannot be a dentist in JB because the license doesn't, just by crossing the border, my dental license doesn't work in Malaysia. And vice versa, I mean, the Malaysian dentist can't come here to work. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Now, speaking of flexibility, I mean, because of your Nuskin empire that you have made a decision years ago to build, I know recently that you have also sold your business, your dental business, your baby, that you have built up for the past 16 years. You've managed to sell it so that you can full-time, right, focus on your Nuskin empire. So how is your life different now if you didn't start the Nuskin business? Let's say you didn't have the Nuskin business. You would still be doing very well in your dental business, I believe. What would you say to that?
Okay, I stopped expanding my dental business about a decade ago because of Nuskin. But I only sold it recently, and that means that if I didn't have Nuskin, I would have actually more than double of the number of clinics that I would have before I sold it. And I cannot imagine the amount of headache that we can have for this entire COVID-19 period. The amount of money I'll be losing is probably closer towards the high end of a 6-digit, and the stress that is involved. So the huge difference, and what I'm extremely grateful for, is that continuous stream of recurring income that keeps coming in. Have I grown enormously since I started the business? As personal development? Absolutely, right? So it's completely different. And the number of friends I made on a worldwide scale is amazing. I'm also not only just talking to dentists, so the perspective of the world is very different because I'm talking to people of all walks of life. And yeah, I wouldn't want to be in any other position, and I'm grateful for that.
When what I really see is the Nuskin business has really given you this freedom of choice, where at different stage in life you can make any decision, right? Because there's this business for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so that has come to my last question for you. So we have almost 100 people here tuning in today, right? So for people who are open to explore and ready to say, okay, after today, I'm going to just give it a try. Okay, I'm going to come in and do it. What's your advice for them? How do they get started right now?
Well, firstly, you have to embrace the products. Okay, you have to use it. The sign up is free anyway, and I think you have to understand that it's about becoming an ambassador of the products. Okay, so before that, one of the things I'm really grateful for with Nuskin is, if you had known me before, I love to go in the sun. I don't care about my skin. I don't put any sunblock. I don't really care, honestly, right? I'm in my mid-40s now, and if I didn't come to Nuskin, I would really be looking a lot older and a lot more unhealthy, right? So become an ambassador of the products. We actually teach you how to build the business, but you have to put in the effort to build that business. So we actually teach you what to do. We have sessions like this that can help you, and then we work from there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now I'm going to pick questions from the floor. And
I didn't get a chance to read any of the comments, honestly.
A lot of people texting. And so I've picked up Zoe Chong's question, which I think is very relevant. Due to the pandemic, purchasing power is getting weaker globally. All right. If more and more people distribute, who is going to buy? Or where do they get the purchasing power?
Oh, okay. You know what's interesting about I'm talking about in relative terms for Nuskin, where we're positioned. We like the devices, right? They're all about home-based devices, right? During the pandemic, firstly, the purchasing power of people is still there somehow. Okay, I don't know about Malaysia, but Singapore definitely. But the people also couldn't go out to get their beauty fix. Beauty salons, nothing, right? You know what? Our business really went up because they could do it at home. And if you really talk to the women and the discretionary dollar, actually these personal maintenance, it's not a discretionary dollar. It is actually essential. Yeah. So when people still looking for health solutions, of course there are people who are not in such a good position. Then they have opportunity to actually build the business as well. Yeah.
In fact, if you guys looked at the Nuskin share prices as well as our third quarter revenue estimate, it's already above last year's estimate for this year. So it means that, and it's happening in this pandemic, which means people are actually spending on essential products, on consumable products like what Nuskin is distributing.
Yeah. Actually, Zoe, the other thing is that we've never found a situation whereby there are more people distributing than purchasing. Because honestly, about 90, I think in the whole network of things, the whole scheme of things, even if you look at Nuskin numbers, close to about 97, 98% of the people are just consumers. Yeah. Which is usually the case I mean, we all know McDonald's, but we're all consumers. How many of us run the McDonald's franchise? Correct? So yeah, it's majority the case. Yeah, so I don't think we'll ever reach a case whereby there'll be more people distributing than buying. Yeah.
Okay, I've actually looked through a lot of the questions, and I'm not picking up certain questions because we have already covered that pretty comprehensively in either my earlier sessions about the market as well as by Dr. Lam. Okay, any other questions? If you guys can just another 1 minute, because I want to keep it to 12 o'clock because Dr. Lam has another appointment to go to. If not, I advise everyone to talk to the person who brings you here. Maybe I just quickly share a screen. All right. So once again, thank you so much, Dr. Lam, for this session. If I pick up any more questions, I'll send to you shortly. Just let me just quickly show this. So guys, when we talk about entrepreneurship, when we talk about world has changed, right? Entrepreneurship is the new normal. It's really anywhere, anytime where you can bring your business together with you. All right. This is a group of entrepreneurs who started before the COVID or during the COVID, but we are really linking each other in the world with digital. All right. And what Dr. Lam also mentioned, really, it's also a family business that really you can, entrepreneurship is normal at home, really anywhere, anytime. So this is my son. I include him in my global business, and I'm training him to partner with me, and he's my legacy in this business, right? So once again, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Lam, for being here with us. And thanks everyone for tuning in today. So talk to the friends who bring you here, and have a good Sunday, and see you guys.
Okay, thanks for having me, Jean. Thanks everybody. Have a good weekend.
Okay, you too.